Hey, welcome World Entertainment, and this will be the review for the 2024 reimagining, remake, reboot, whatever the hell they want to call this thing, The Crow. Yep, believe it or not, it's out, and not a lot of people even know, or should I say, care. And they definitely shouldn't care, because this thing is a dumpster fire. Oh my god, is it bad. To give you a hint, we have to spend 45 minutes of the movie watching Eric Draven and Shelley Webster prick about. Literally, we're watching them for 45 minutes of this movie before they die, basically. And they're pretty much just a pair of junkies running around doing junkie crap. The editing in this movie is terrible. There's no explanations to certain things. So, by the way, we're probably going to do spoilers in this because I don't think anyone actually cares about this movie. Your main villain, who's played by Danny Houston, who's called Vincent Rogue, there's absolutely no explanation for this guy because he has powers. Yeah, he speaks in your ear and your eyes go white, and he basically talks people into killing themselves. It's bizarre. But he says he's been doing it for centuries. It's like, wait, what? And that's it. There's never an explanation as to how old he actually is, what these powers are, how he has these powers. There's none of it. It's never answered. You're like, okay. And his whole motive in the movie is that Shelley has a video of him doing that trick to her to make her kill someone else, and he basically wants the video back. That's the whole motive. So he sends people trying to find Shelley to get the video and kill her, and it ends up just Eric Draven and Shelley get murdered, but she gets dragged down towards hell while he gets the chance because his murder was so horrendous. I don't know how it was so horrendous. They were suffocated with plastic bags, but okay. He gets the option to go back and put the wrongs right. First things first, FKA Twigs is horrendously bad. I don't know whatever possessed them to hire this woman to try and do an acting job. From what I understand, she's a singer. Couldn't care less. She is horrendously bad in this. Bill Skarsgård as Eric Draven, he's a nutting character. He really is a nutting character. And all the rest of the characters are pretty much just boring and really do nothing. Does he get led around by the Crow? Does the Crow actually help him? Does he see through the eyes of the Crow and stuff? No. In fact, there's barely a Crow in the movie. And when it is with him, it's following him. It's not actually helping him. It's just following him around, which is really, really weird. He does feel pain, so when he gets shot or stabbed or anything, he feels it all. He doesn't actually don the makeup until exactly an hour and 15 minutes into the movie that is an hour and 40 minutes. So that tells you how much of the look you're going to get, which looks terrible, by the way. The action, people have been praising the action. The action is terrible as well. It's CGI blood all over the place. That's all it is. As for the violence is that unnecessary violence, where they just make it super gory and bloody and stuff, where it's like, it really doesn't need to be that. The music, oh boy, the music is crazy. Now, you might have seen that they did release what songs were going to be on the soundtrack for this. And when you see it, you're like, wait, what? And then when you hear it in the movie, you're like, wait, what? It's crazy. Gary Newman's M.E. plays in it. It just kind of pops out of nowhere. Now, Newman is my favourite singer. Met him a few times. Did the VIP meet and greets. All that stuff. So it's fun to hear the song in there. but it makes no sense being in there and where it is in there and how it comes on. But the biggest part of the music that you're like, wait, what? Has to be, think back to the 1994 Crow with Brandon Lee when he's donning the makeup. When he gets the flashbacks and sees what happens and he starts putting the makeup on, what's playing? The Cure. The Cure is playing. You get that song while he's putting on the makeup and all the look and stuff. Do you know what's playing when he's putting on the makeup this time? Enya. No, I'm not kidding. Enya is playing when he's putting the makeup on. You're like, okay, what a weird choice. As for something this movie absolutely lacks that the original really had centered around the whole story is heart. This movie has no heart whatsoever. His whole motivation is if he sets things right, he comes back to life is what he'll get, but he can also get Shelley back as well. And he fucks up basically. That doesn't happen. He loses the chance, so he makes the deal that he will trade places with Shelley so she could go back and whatever. But there's no relationships with anyone else. You know, you think back to the original movie, you had the character of Sarah running around, kind of being like a bit of an anchor for him to the real world. You had, of course, Ernie Hudson's character there and stuff. And you think back as well to Brandon Lee's Crow, his Eric Draven, that he never went after anyone else, even scumbags. He always just wanted to go for the people who wronged him. You know, like Skank and Tintin and all that stuff. Not in this one. He just out and out slaughters everyone. Again, it truly is no heart to it. It's a garbage movie. I'm not surprised this thing only on the Thursday made $650,000. That's all it made on its Thursday preview. I could not recommend this thing at all. Yeah, I would avoid it. Absolutely avoid it. It's a terrible movie. You even think back, you're watching them popping pills. You're actually watching them popping pills. And you think back to that scene in the original movie with The Crow, with Eric Draven and Darla, Sarah's mother, when he takes her arm and forces the drugs back out of her system and gives her a second chance. And now they're junkies themselves. And it's just terrible. So again, you get absolutely no information about this villain in terms of how old he is, because he says he's been killing people for centuries. Not centuries. And the fact that he has his power and stuff, it's like, how does he have this power? As for the bad editing, somehow all of a sudden they know that Eric Draven is back from the dead and that he can't be killed, which they never showed you how they found that out. But there's a moment in the movie where when Eric and Shelley escape from, I'm assuming it's a rehab, but it more looks like a prison. They're almost in cells, and they seem to kind of get bullied and picked on and all weird sorts of crap. It's a weird bloody place that they're in this. But when they break out of it, they go to apparently her friend's house, who seems to be super rich because it's a massive apartment. Why this person would have a junkie, basically, who, by the way, she hides her stash in his house behind the wall, so whoever house this is clearly doesn't know. But then they end up in different places where you never see them go there or anything like that. But all of a sudden they're out in a field dancing, having a few drinks around the campfire with a crap ton of other people. They all, we see them arrive together and stuff, and you're like, wait, who the fuck are these people? And you never see them then talk with them, and you never see those people again. You're like, who the hell were those people? Oh my god, it's a terrible film. Highly recommend you avoid this yoke, especially if you love the original movie. So it's another dumpster fire to hit the cinema, and I will be blown away if this thing manages to even make 100 million at the box office. I swear to God, I will literally be shocked if it can make that much. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So like, share, subscribe, you know what the drill. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.